welcome back to another video. So we're on our way to Series Engineering in Mornington, and the idea of today is that the car is finally going to make some power. Series has a hub dyno there. Steele, the owner, is a tuner, and his bread and butter is BARRAs. So I have complete faith in him to be able to manipulate the factory ECU into producing some sort of power for us. Between now and the last time you guys saw this car, there have been a few changes. I had to modify a few things after consulting with Steele. So we've gone from a 45mm wastegate up to a 50, as I've been told that boost control will be an issue for us with the 45mm. If I were running twin fuel pumps or a bigger fuel system in general, we probably wouldn't run into that issue, but because I've only got a single Walbro 460 in the tank, we're going to be capped out to around 16 to 18 pounds of boost according to Steele. So we definitely want a bit better boost control in that sense. I've also gone ahead and chucked in a Turbo Smart Street 40 boost controller with a 4-port Mac valve. I don't know how it's going to go controlling the 4-port. I'm relatively new to external boost controllers. I've always run them off the ECUs because I've run Lynx or Heltex or whatever the case may be. But for us today, we're running the Street 40 with a 4-port. Worst case, we might have to swap that out to a 3-port if we can't get it to do what we want it to do. The car's been pretty good. I did have to swap out the steering rack because I broke my last one, which wasn't good. So new steering rack's in, power steering's blowed up, car's looking a bit crusty. I'm a bit nervous about today. Well, I wouldn't even say nervous. I'm not nervous about like the car breaking and then, oh, I have to buy all these things to fix it. No, I'm more nervous about having to clean up a mess if this thing spits fluids everywhere, but it should be okay. This whole conversion has just felt too easy, and I just feel like something has to go wrong soon, because so far this has all been really straightforward, and it doesn't feel right, you know? Like, it doesn't... Cars are never straightforward and easy. There's always something that gets you in the end, like some little twist. So I don't know, fingers crossed. Pray for me today, guys, because I don't know how this is gonna go. I hope it goes well, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So I'll check back in with you guys once we get there and I have the car unloaded. So we're down here in Mornington at Series Engineering. I haven't actually gone over what motor's in the car. It's just a BF Gassy. It's got valve springs, head studs, and oil pump. And keeping in the nature of this build, they are the cheapest ones I could possibly find online. I think I paid 700 bucks from Fortune. So we'll see how they'll hold up. The tune in the car's a bit rough at the moment, so I think he's just gonna go ahead and clean it up a bit before we start trying to make any sort of power with the car. Gonna have to wrap our head around the boost control as well with the Street 40. Other than that, I'm assuming this is just another day in the life of Mr. Steele, just another BARRA. There are so many BARRAs here, so many Falcons. So she's all bolted up to the dyno. I'll just come back when we start doing things. Alright, so we're done for the day. I've got the car loaded back up on the trailer. It went good and bad. Good news is, motor's healthy, makes boost, makes good noises. It seems okay. The only problem we've got is we are struggling to control boost. If we had a bigger fuel system, so if we had something bigger than the 460 in tank, this probably wouldn't be an issue because we could just add more fuel, even though it's probably a bit overkill for drifting. It made 457 kilowatts on its last run, which is way more than I thought it would. Like, I was honestly hoping for like 300, 350, like that would be mint, but 457 is what it pumped out. So massive props to Steele, of course. He knows what he's doing, and he did it quite quickly as well, which was like cool to see. It's fun watching someone who's good at their craft do their thing. It's just satisfying to watch. Anyway, I've been chatting with Steele. The plan is to chuck a wastegate port straight off the rear housing of the turbo. That's probably our only real easy way of controlling the boost. I could modify the manifold and add a second gate port to it to try and, you know, control it better and add more flow, but I don't think, I can't see an easy, clean way of doing it. I think the easiest, just the simplest thing we can do is chuck a wastegate port off the turbine housing, which, look, I'm not stoked about it because it's not the prettiest looking thing, but it works really well. So it's just, I'm just gonna have to deal with that, you know, consequences of my own actions running a 3582 or whatever. I'm going to tow the car to Ben's Paulson Automotive now. I'm going to probably have a nap and something to eat because I'm quite tired, but I think tomorrow I'll get cracking on that. I'll film all that and we'll be back to finish off the tune. So we are back from our successfully unsuccessful dyno session, and now we have to make our rear housing ugly. This will be a bit of a process because I need the flange off the current wastegate port to chuck onto this, which means I have to pull the entire hot side off again and cut it all up, which is kind of a pain in the ass because I'm pretty sure I cross-threaded one of the bolts in there last time because I'm good at what I do. I'll rip this all off. Once it's all off, I'll start filming again because I'm about to get really angry pulling this off probably, but yeah, I'll check in a bit.
I'm standing on the edge and I'm looking to the ground. I see the grey skies are coming all around. See, I start to lose my vision, but I'm holding on to sound. No fear, I'm still hearing. Wrong skin, but I'm healing. No fear, I'm still.
Alright, so we've got the rear housing off the turbo now, so we can start having a look at what we need to do. So we have a 40 NB bend, or 1.5 inch bend, black steel, long radius, and we're basically going to be tying it off the rear housing like that. Hopefully this is enough to control the boost. I've been led to believe that's the best way of doing it. Well, I know it's the best way of doing it, it's just kind of ugly. So hopefully this doesn't look too bad. I'll cut a cope on this, a hole in this, and I'll be back to talk more, I guess, once it's all back on the car. Maybe.
Don't hold me
Alright, well it's nearly 9 o'clock. We're going to wrap up here for today. This is pretty much the final result, minus the screamer. Still have to do that. But yeah, I'm a bit unhappy because it looks not as good, not as clean. I was really happy with how this bay came out before. I thought it looked really clean, and it's like a little tumour hanging off the turbo. But doctor's orders, got to do what you got to do. Hopefully this fixes our issues and we can run a safe tune in this that isn't going to kill it every time I press the go pedal. But I am quite tired now. I feel gross. So home time, and I'll check back in when the car's running again and we go for a little plot on the street to see what boost pressure it runs up to, but I'll see you then. Alright, so we're on our way back to series engineering. I have no idea if you guys can hear me right now. It is very loud in this car. It is raining so much, and I can not see very well. So I have the windows down because otherwise they fog up, and the diff is very noisy. So hopefully you can hear me. We've got our boost creeping issues sorted. The car's hitting around 6 pound now with a 6 pound spring in it, so that's all good. So we can go back, we can get the car tuned safely now. Hopefully there's no more issues. I'm going to continue focusing on driving rather than talking to this thing, because this car feels like a death trap right now. But I'll check in soon. Alright, so back home now. I was going to talk about how we went on the drive home, but it's quite wet and I wanted to focus on driving. So, final figures. Hopefully that picks that up. We made 445 kilowatts, 921 Newton meters of torque on an amount of boost. I think it's like 16 to 17 pound of boost, something along those lines. Tune's mint, car drives really well. Super stoked with Steele and the boys at Series Engineering. Like, they're all really good people, so I'm glad I went there. The only issue we had was the Chinese fuel pressure reg decided it didn't want to regulate fuel anymore. So we swapped it out for a Turbo Smart one, fixed our issue immediately. So apparently, yeah, cheaping out on your fuel pressure reg's not the best idea. Though I'm not gonna lie guys, I'm probably going to buy another cheap Chinese one to replace the one that was just in it. I don't know, that's just me. I think I've run out of things to say, so I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, I don't know, let me know, I guess.